is up to us, all of us, to be the solution that we seek. It's up to all of us to be the antidote to the darkness and division. Look, I don't care how you identify politically, whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, or none of the above. This is our time to stand up for what we know in our hearts is right.
Meantime, at the DNC, highlighting morals and values, the Obamas took the stage with a strong endorsement of Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate, Governor Tim Walz.
Both highlighted the focus on inclusion, upholding values, and fighting for good. Lina de Florias was in the room as the crowd listened and chanted throughout both of those speeches.
Lina, good morning to you. So what would you say listening to that speech last night? I saw your Instagram story when you recorded some of obviously the footage from the crowd reacting and everything. What are some of the biggest moments and surprises from last night?
The biggest surprises I'm going to categorize kind of in a different way. The loudest surprise was Lil Jon when he came out for the state of Georgia during the roll call. That is what really boosted the energy in the room. And remember, a lot of people think of this as a vibes campaign. So that energy really is what Democrats believe is creating the momentum for them. But the biggest surprise actually was seeing Vice President Kamala Harris. And you think, well, how can that be? It's the Democratic National Convention and she's the nominee. But it was a surprise because she was actually with Tim Walz across Lake Michigan in Wisconsin. That is a battleground state. It's 10 electoral votes. And so no one, people were not really expecting to see her knowing that she was there, but they tapped into a live feed. So they actually got to see her. And that was a big surprise. One of the interesting things, though, is that I talked to a longtime New York congressman who said he was expecting the DNC to be a funeral. That was the word that he used before the ticket changed from Biden to Harris. And then he said that in all of his years in government, he has never seen anything like this, never seen this level of energy. Now, one of the biggest kind of moments here, there were several, I'll describe them as saucy moments. So I brought us along something that I call the decibel meter, where you can read the room kind of in those moments. Here's where it really went off the charts with Michelle Obama on the stage.
I want to know, who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?
One of the loudest moments of the evening. The energy really just came alive when she stepped on stage, and throughout that entire speech, everyone seemed to be really engaged. And another big moment was when former President Obama was referring to former President Trump, talking about what he described as his obsession with crowd sizes. Now, looking ahead to tonight, you're wondering what's going to happen. It's another jam-packed day. On the stage, you're going to see former Speaker Nancy Pelosi. You'll also see the Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, who his name was a little bit of the conversation with the beefsteaks. And then you will see former President Clinton, and then you will see Tim Walz formally accept the nomination for the vice presidency. Now, one thing, though, to remember is we only have 75 days left until Election Day, and so the party is really looking to keep the momentum they feel they have now to extend for another 2.5 months. Guys, back to you.